I call this meeting to order, the regular meeting of City Hall Council. City Clerk, Ms. Bassam, will you please do roll call?
Okay. Mayor Steele?
Present.
Vice Mayor Vazano?
Here.
Councilmember Morello?
Here.
Councilmember Thorat?
Here.
And Councilmember Flores?
Here.
Thank you for your many abundant blessings. We are asking that you graciously grant the assembled the wisdom to govern, a sense of welfare and true needs of our people, a keen thirst for justice and rightness, the ability to work together in harmony and personal peace in their lives and join in their task. Will Councilmember Morello please do the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Clerk Bassam, please call the first presentation.
The first presentation is Bucket Bains regarding construction of a new recreation center.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today to request to build a community recreational center and to have the city partially pay for its construction. I believe that this is an excellent project to consider because it provides children of the community a safe place to hang out and have fun. It also brings the community together and spreads positivity and promotes a healthy lifestyle. So the facilities that will encompass are an indoor upper level track, basketball, volleyball courts, a free weights area, and rooms for other activities, such as in the original plan, it didn't include this, such as a dance studio. And from experience of taking a Zumba class in the Yuba County Library, I can say that it's a good idea to have these classrooms for a more suitable area. And as you can see here, this is like a basic plan. Of course, it won't be as large as this area. It will have 2 basketball courts instead of 3, and the track will go around the basketball courts instead of all the way around. The building will also include lounge and study spots for everyone, but mostly students of the community. Since there aren't many spots to meet up and study for tests and finals, a majority of the student population defaults to Starbucks, which I think everyone knows causes major overcrowding. So this will alleviate some of the overcrowding and bring in the students and allow for a better environment. Also, a snack bar will be in place to provide easy access to food. This is the basic area of construction to show the general idea of the surroundings. And this was the original proposal a few years ago. The total gross building was 25,000 square feet, and the estimated cost was about $9 million, and of which $5 million would come from grants. And this is the updated proposal. As you can see, the building encompasses a larger area to be suitable to have all the facilities in place, and the parking lot has been moved across the street. The total cost of this project will be around $8 million, and $18 million, and the admission fees for the facilities will be as shown. Our team decided to keep the prices low so that everyone in the community could take advantage of the facility. And funding, the big one. I've been in close contact with Spencer from the financial department to help find many sources of funding. Them include community facilities district, bond sales, general fund from the unallocated reserves, and grants. And these are some statistics actually off the Yuba City website that shows their education level of the population over 25 years of age. I feel that many people leave for school and don't come back because of the opportunity that isn't available in Yuba City, and this development will help develop new areas to bring back those people. And this is just the household income distribution, just to show it. An alternative location was at the cross-section between Bridge and North Walton Avenue. Of course, the other location was more convenient because Gaucher Aquatic Park is across the street. So we wouldn't need to make another pool or an aquatic facility. This is an artistic rendering of what it might look like, and then this is a realistic projection. I'm now open to any questions that the council might have.
Are you going to have a security camera? And if so, how many people do you plan to have watching your cameras?
1 second. A security system will be in place. There will be 2 security guards watching monitoring the facilities at all times.
Through the mayor, I understand that prior to GAP being built, there was a vote on whether or not they wanted a recreation center or Gaucher Aquatic Park, and GAP won. What makes you think that a recreation center is needed in our community now?
Well, back then, both were on the ballot, but people just wanted the aquatic center more, so that went through. So it's been a few years now, and I think that the people want a community center.
Thank you.
Through the mayor, if you do not receive these funds from grants, I know your backup plan was money from Boogie in the Buttes. If they do not approve that project, where do you plan to get this money from?
First, I believe that Boogie in the Buttes will be a great success and will provide a significant amount of funding for this project.
But if it's not approved?
Yeah, but if it's not approved, there are many other ways, grants, and yeah.
Through the mayor, do you think that this recreation center will take away the amount of traffic that comes into the other gyms and throughout the city?
Of course. I've heard a lot of complaints about overcrowding in the gyms also, so this will alleviate some of that overcrowding also.
Through the mayor, the parking across the street seems a little dangerous. Will there be a crossing guard or a stoplight to help with the crossing of people and kids?
A stop sign will be placed at the intersection.
Through the mayor, since you want the community to come together and offer the facility to everyone, will you offer discounted prices for people that can't afford the entry fee?
We tried to keep the entry fee as low as possible. As you saw, it was about $5 for kids, and then $2 for senior citizens, and $10 for adults. So I don't think it could go any lower than that. But if you're talking about the monthly fees, yes.
Does the council have any more questions? If not, I open this to the public.
So good evening, Mayor and City Council members. My name is Darren Gale. I live at 1425 Sherman Court in Yuba City. And this facility is going to be pretty close to my home. I'm not really sure I want all the traffic in my neighborhood. Could you tell me what you're going to do for our neighbors as we deal with some of the traffic caused by this new facility?
We plan to open up the roads more by creating another one and having the violence over near that area like go down so that we can have a safe drive around there.
Great. Anybody else have any other comments for me?
Good question.
Thank you, Councilmember Flores.
Are there any other questions? Council, do you have any other questions? Okay, I would like someone to move to close this topic.
I'd like to make a motion to approve.
I second that motion.
All in favor of closing this, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. This is over. Clerk Bassam, please call the second presentation.
The second presentation is Omar Ruiz regarding the music festival.
Good afternoon, council members, concerned citizens. I'm Omar Ruiz. I'm the new head of Parks and Recreation. And I have a music festival idea. We call it Boogie in the Buttes because, well, our original location was out in Southridge, but we've changed it, but kept the name. We plan to use the proceeds for this music festival to fund the construction of the new recreational center. We want to have an event that will not only provide funds to do projects like the recreational center, we also want to do something that will bring the community together so the whole city can enjoy. Most of the cost will be just renting out porta potties, medical services, and also security, like with the Yuba City Police Department, and also perhaps maybe the Sheriff's Office. Our location will be at Regional Park, and we can rent it free from the city. And we plan to use maybe the Kmart parking lot for parking and use the Parks and Rec bus to shuttle people from the park or from the parking lot to the park. Or we will charge a fee if anyone would like to park directly at the park. We have several vendors that have volunteered to come and help us raise money. We will charge each of them a fee to sell during the festival, such as Beach Hut Deli, Sun's Cafe, Happy Viking, and Gordy Winery. We also have other tents and booths for other arts and crafts types of stuff, other things that people can interact with during the festival. I have a couple radio stations coming out. And for the music, we'll be hiring a bunch of local bands We won't be hiring them, but they will be doing maybe hour to 45-minute shows. And for them, it gives them more promotion here in the city. They can get more known. And for us, that helps us draw in more people. We also have a designated zone for the younger kids, so that way they don't get caught in between the people during the concerts. We'll have games, the Jumps House, arts and crafts. We will be charging for entry fees, $25 for adults, $15 for kids and seniors, and any kids under 5 years old will enter free. And I'm gonna have to fire whoever made this. We'll also have security on site just in case. So we've consulted with the Yuba City Police Department and Fire Department, and also have EMTs for any medical emergencies. I'll now take any questions from the council.
Through the mayor, where would your alternate location be, and how much would that cost?
Our alternate locations we're looking at are any other parks that are big enough to host this event, or we also are looking at the Yuba City Fairgrounds.
Through the mayor, this sounds like it's going to be a pretty large event. So how do you propose that the city should deal with the noise in the surrounding neighborhood since it's so close to the park?
Well, we have spoken with many of the surrounding residencies, and we have offered them free entry into the event and also free complimentary food and anything they'd like. And we want to work with our sound engineers who will be providing all the sound equipment to make sure we don't have anything too loud for the people who don't wish to attend.
Thank you.
Through the mayor, with the recent burst of terrorism activity, how do you propose to make sure no weapons of mass destruction enter your premises?
Well, we'll have our security on top of that. We'll make sure that we'll have metal detectors on site and have security on people and make sure they don't have anything lethal or dangerous on the premises.
Thank you.
Does the council have any more questions? I open this to the public.
I'm Stan Cleveland, a citizen of Yuba City. I didn't really see in the presentation exactly where the location of the event would be. It just says in the Buttes. For the first question, where's the exact location going to be proposed? At the regional park? Thank you. I was just concerned because, there have been events that sounded really good like this in the past that have been overrun by too many people actually showing up from the outside. And I'm just wondering how you're going to alleviate the problems of too many people showing up and wanting to be at the event. I know the extreme one would be like Woodstock, if you ever heard of that. They got overran, and there's other events that have had that happen. So I'm a little concerned that this event may be too successful. So how are you going to take care of the security and dealing with that?
Through the mayor, I think that a good proposal would be to pre-sell the tickets and have a set limit to how many people could be at the festival per day. So maybe by monitoring the amount of people, we can come up with the maximum capacity for the park in the area and determine a safe number of people that can be at the park at all times.
So you would make sure that in the advertising and any of the flyers or whatever that go out, that is going to be a pre-sale and have a limited walk-up.
I think that's the smartest way to go, considering it is a park.
Yeah.
So it might make sense for people to just think that they can show up. But I think if we advertise that you have to have a ticket, and it's pre-sale's the easiest way, I think, because you can show your ticket and we can count how many people are entering the festival per day per however many show up.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Are there any more questions from the public? If not, I would like to ask the council, are there any questions left? If someone would please move to close this subject.
I make a motion to approve.
I second that.
All in favor of closing this subject, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. This subject is closed. Clerk Bassam, will you please call the final presentation?
The final presentation is Lydia Segoviano regarding city improvements.
Hello, my name is Lydia Segoviano, and I'm here to talk about city improvements. And improving the beautification in our city is well and up to standards of the people is very important. And another important aspect of our community is our schools. And when students are suspended, they typically are sent home, and they just get to sit around and enjoy an extra day off school. So the recommendation that I propose is to allocate funds for a program that improves our suspension system by adding community service projects that will help our city. The major problem with our suspension system is the loss of time and money. So we have an average of 1,643 suspensions annually, decreasing attendance revenue and wasting lots of administrator time. It takes approximately 3,286 hours to file all the suspension paperwork, which is about 410 days. And due to this, our school loses over $300,000 every year to processing suspensions. And so, with this money, our schools could be purchasing new books, new technology, and paying their staff better, which could have even prevented the teacher strike. And instead of just sending the students home, I think that we should have them first go to school for attendance and then be transported to different parks around the city. That way they could do complete community service projects. And that way they could actually think about what they did instead of just getting some free time about it. And some of the projects that the students could complete are installing new equipment, planting flowers and trees, spreading gravel, and picking up trash. And the funding for these items that they would be using would come from the tax money collected, such as what goes through Parks and Recs. And these students wouldn't be able to manage themselves, so we suggest that a part-time position is opened up that would start off at minimum wage. And the applicant would need a good background, coaching and mentoring skills, flexible hours, and have enough knowledge on the projects to be able to direct the students. And if there's any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
What is the plan for the safety of these kids who got suspended more likely than for fighting?
So if students were suspended and for a fight, they would be separated with different supervisors. So more than one supervisor, and we would also take them to different locations and also make sure that the supervisors are trained in order to handle any situations.
Through the mayor, what role do you want the city and us as a council to play in your suspension system?
I would like for the city to provide the funding for what they would be using, like the trees and the flowers, and for providing the pay for the supervisor.
Okay, thank you.
Through the mayor, would this run every day or only on certain days?
It would run whenever suspensions occurred. So on a day that a student would be sent home, they would instead go to this.
Are there any more questions from the council?
Yes. How much money exactly would go into this?
Well, it would vary depending on the projects, but the supervisor would be approximately 11 to 15,000 a year.
And would it be through the district, or how would this work?
It would come from city funding, like the tax money that is collected from the citizens, and we would allocate part of that to this.
But who would manage it? Would it be the school district and Parks and Rec, or how would it work?
Who would manage what?
The program.
The program would be managed on the students' part by the school district, filing all the paperwork, but they would be directed by a supervisor who is provided by the city.
Through the mayor, you said that this volunteer work would go through school hours, correct?
Yes.
So will there be any food or lunch provided for these kids?
Yes, lunch will be provided by the schools, and they will also receive breaks with water and snacks where their supervisor will provide some mentorship on them and kind of give them some life advice.
Thank you.
Through the mayor, if a student doesn't show up for community service, what would be the protocol?
Then standard suspension procedures would be followed.
Thank you.
Through the mayor, how do you propose the district deals with parents who aren't necessarily on board with their children doing any physical labor and working in parks and things like that?
Then they are more than welcome to come and schedule a meeting and discuss the matter.
Thank you.
Through the mayor, when the parent comes to discuss, would you provide alternatives if the child is unable to perform physical labor?
Yes.
Thank you.
Do you have any examples of these alternatives?
Standard suspension procedures or anything similar to that.
Thank you. Does the council have any more questions? I open this to the public.
Wait, can I ask a question? Wait, I want to ask a question. Has any other cities or districts done this project yet?
Not to my knowledge, but I believe that this would be a great project for us to take on first.
Good evening, Mayor and members of the council. My name is Brad McIntyre. I'm the ex-Parks and Rec director. I retired. I just found out. 1037 Yuba City, California, blah, blah, blah. I am a concerned parent. My child has been suspended 22 times. Clearly, him coming to my house is working just fine. My question is for the city attorney. Regarding this program, are there any child labor laws that need to be considered?
As long as they're getting fed, then they're fine.
Thank you so much.
Madam Mayor and City Council, my name is Manny Cardoza, and I'm representing the Taxpayers Association. And I want to know why our city taxes is paying for a school district thing. I don't think it's fair for us citizens of the city of Yuba City to be paying taxes for something that the school district should be paying for. Can you tell me how we're going to solve this? Why would it be our manpower and our money paying for this when the school district should be paying for this?
Do you have kids?
Yes, I do. I have 3.
Are you concerned with their well-being?
Yes, I am, but I don't think that the citizens, especially the senior citizens of the community, should be paying this responsibility when we do not have children going to the school. I think the school district should be responsible for this, not the citizens of Yuba City.
Well, if you look at the wide perspective, if you educate students from early on, it creates a better community because these kids have better chances of going to college because they're not getting suspended, and there's more money in the school district, which improves our schools. And if you improve education, then those students can grow up and bring that knowledge and money back to our community, and it will benefit everyone.
Okay. And then final question is where are you going to get the money to start this? You have to have startup money. Where are you going to get it? How are you going to pay for this?
Through the mayor. Along with your other question too, I agree with your claims, and I propose that we start this program through existing money in the district and continue the program, but instead of the taxpayers paying for it, we use the money that the district is getting from the students being of attendance to supply for the rest of the program. So it's not coming from the taxpayers and it's not coming from Yuba City citizens, but it's coming from the children attending school and the money the district makes off them attending school and not being at home.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Am I a Lane wannabe or what?
Are there any other questions from the public? Are there any other questions from the City Council? Would someone please move to close this subject? Someone.
I motion to close the subject.
I second that.
Thank you. All in favor of closing this subject, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay.
Nay.
Okay. The item at hand is closed. Thank you. Clerk Bassam, please call the public hearing.
The public hearing is press questions from the Appeal Democrat reporter Ariana Didball.
Good afternoon, council and staff. I am Ariana Didball with the Appeal Democrat. I just have one question for you. Can you provide me with some feedback on the Summer at City Hall program that has been taking place over the last 3 weeks?
The Summer at City Hall program was a program that helped students going into their junior and senior year kind of find out if they really wanted to be in government or not and how everything works in our local government. And it allowed students to have a chance to learn something over their summer break, which usually most do not.
Also, this program allowed students to learn about city jobs that they probably would not have known about without this program.
It sparked local interest, or it sparked interest in local government. It brought to light some topics maybe some of our youth may not have been aware of. And an example of that would be Sutter Point. We got to see two different sides of an argument, and we also got to explore different careers that are available locally, which will benefit many students since it will encourage them to come back and work in Yuba City.
I think that the program had a very positive impact on the students who participated, and I think that it, was it Jocelyn who said, sparked a big interest in the students. It definitely seemed like they learned a lot, and they learned that there's a lot more to Yuba City than it just seems, and that it is much of a bigger town than they may have thought.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Business from the City Council, and the City Council will report. Councilmember Flores, will you please report about this?
I met with the city engineer and saw some of the projects that are going on, like the new bridge and the new road work. I also met with animal control to see day-to-day operations and their procedures.
Thank you. Councilmember Thorat, would you please?
I met with the ladies in dispatch at the police department, and it was very interesting getting to hear all the different calls they get and how quickly they respond to those calls. I also met with lab technicians at the wastewater treatment plant, and I got to see all the different experiments they perform and procedures they have to go through to make sure that the water is clean and safe to go back into the river.
Thank you. Councilmember Morello, will you please report?
Yes, over the past few weeks, did multiple things. One of them was I spent the day with our very own Darren Gale, sorry. And when I was doing that, we visited a few local businesses and we discussed the major problems they face with the large population of homeless people that live in our city. After that, I went on a ride-along with the fire department. I did not get any calls, but it was still very enjoyable. And following that, I met with the operators at the water treatment plant, and we discussed how the system works and where the water goes, where the funding comes from, and how the water treatment has differed between drought season to flood season. And it's very enjoyable couple of weeks.
Thank you. Vice Mayor Bozzano, would you please report?
Over the last couple of weeks, I had a meeting with the water waste treatment plant technician, and there I learned about the different tests that they do on the water to make sure that the water goes back into the river as clean as it can and that it's not dangerous to us. And then I also went to the police station and did a ride along with them and responded to any calls that anybody might have had. And then I also met with the city engineer and took a tour of all the new projects that they're doing throughout the town.
Thank you. I personally got the chance on my second week of this program, got to go in 4 ride-alongs with the fire department, which was very interesting to see how much they actually do. And then I went to the wastewater treatment lab, which was very informative on how much they put in to get our water clean. My final meeting was with Kelsey at Parks and Recreation, where she took me around to each center of Yuba City, such as the Senior Center and Gaucher Aquatic Park. And she told me how everything runs and how important it all is. And after that, I got to go with Rob for their tree cutting business. And it was very interesting to see how much they help the city and how much they have to do. Thank you. And with no further business, this meeting of the Summer at City Hall Council is adjourned.
My name is Cindy Richmond, and I'm a teacher at River Valley High School, and for the last 3 weeks, I have had the
Okay, so this is from my mom. This is weird because you guys are like behind me. This is directed towards you. Unfortunately, due to schedule conflict, I am unable to join you today, but I wanted to let you know that I'm thinking of you and congratulate each of you for the completion of Summer at City Hall 2017. You have had a unique opportunity and hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. These 3 weeks, I hope, provided you a learning environment and experience to better understand the workings of your own city and community. Most importantly, I hope you walk away from this program recognizing each one of us can do something to make a difference. Start today, even if you may not see the fruit in your lifetime. Just know we all have a lever to do something. Although I couldn't be there to present your certificates to you, I am giving each of you my business card to contact me, along with your afternoon cookie snack. And know that I am proud of you for participating and completing summer at City Hall. Thank you, and please stay in touch.
I don't even need a microphone. Oh. So, don't go away, come here. So, while I may have been the teacher, Kelsey Meyer has been the woman behind the scenes, and she needs to be acknowledged for a fabulous, fabulous job that she has done for these students, and this program would not be what it is without her. So, thank you. So, Darren or Brad, do you want to speak to the program? And we didn't talk about this. Or Mayor Cleveland, do you? You're always willing to speak to the program. All 5 members of the City Council have been tremendous supporters, and we appreciate it so much. Thank you, Mr.
I've enjoyed it very much talking with you. Hopefully you were able to glean something from
from the Sutter County Office of Education. This program is actually funded through a grant, a stream grants that the Sutter County Office of Education received a couple of years ago. So we appreciate the financial support. If it was not for their support and their funding, this program would not be where it is today. So thank you very much. And we hope for continued support in future years if there's that availability. Next to the superintendent is Brad McIntyre, our Community Services Director. Brad has been the lead staff member at the city overseeing this project. There's a few other, we have another elected official. Manny Cardoza is one of our council members, and appreciate him. And then from our executive team, we have our Director of Development Services, Arnaldo Rodriguez. We have our police chief, Rob Landon. We have our city clerk, Patricia Buckley. And then last but not least, we actually have we have our assistant to the city manager, Terrell Locke. And then we have our city manager, Steve Krager. So I do know that we have someone here from Assemblymember Gallagher's office who, I don't know, did you want to say a word?
I can. I was hoping Laura was here.
She's not here yet.
Nope, no Laura.
So come on down. Come on down. So Assemblymember Gallagher did come and present to the students, so we appreciate you coming out and supporting the program.
Yeah, so James did come and talk to you guys last week, right? Great. So James is always about civic engagement and moving forward in that aspect. So if you guys ever need anything or any questions or are interested in internships at the state level, come on by. We're happy to talk about those things. But once Laura from Senator Nielsen's office gets here, I think we have something for you guys who went through the program. So hopefully she stops on by. If not, we'll track you guys down and get you the state certificates that we have. I just want to say congratulations and thank you for taking the time to do this. It's really important and not enough young people are involved. So I'm excited to see you guys part of this, and hopefully we see you in the future as well, doing something big in our community. So thank you.
So we're kind of juggling because we finished a little bit faster than we had anticipated, but we'd like to go ahead and pass out the certificates, and then there's cake, and I know how my students feel about their afternoon snack. So maybe, you want to just go right down here?
Mr. Mayor?
Okay. I'll hand you each one. Okay. I'm going to just take them how he hands them to me. Bagat Baines. And you go ahead and stand right here next to him. Right there.
Members don't want to be in the back?
No photobombing, I guess. Thank you very much. Jamie Bossum. Pretty good clerk there.
Yeah, you like it?
Yeah. Come on right here. Awesome. Good job. Abigail Bazzano. And it's okay to correct me if I get your name wrong.
Thank you.
And get your cookies. Get your cookies. Don't want to hold on to that. Good job. Jocelyn Flores. Get your cookies.
Congratulations. Cookies?
And got to have them in hand. There you go. Okay. Good job. You're doing well. Damon Gill. The next Yuba City manager here. Here's your cookie. Ashley Morello. I think we have a future analyst here.
Yes, we do.
Very quick thinker.
Thank you.
Good job. Whoops, that's yours, not mine.
That was Thank you.
Good job. Omar Ruiz.
Congratulations.
I really enjoyed chatting with him about all kinds of things. It was great. Keep it up, buddy. Ella Steele. Oh, excuse me, Mayor Ella Steele.
Mayor.
Thank you.
Yes, there you go.
There you go. Good job.
Thank you.
Lydia, good luck on that one.
Lydia Segoviano.
Did we do it right, Lydia? Did we do it right? Congratulations.
Thank you.
There you go.
It's kind of an Italian type name, isn't it, or something? Good job. Jocelyn Soto.
Our city attorney. Oh, sorry. You don't have to.
Good job.
And last but not least,
Simran Thorat.
congratulations. All right.
Thank you.
Congratulations, everybody.
Good job. I'll hand it back to whoever's supposed to have it now.
And I'd like to congratulate all the parents of these students. Congratulations, you have wonderful children, and it's going to make life better in the future for everybody. Thank you to all the parents here that attended. Thank you.
Okay. So we would like to invite everyone to join us outside for, not all the way outside, in the lobby for, we have a lovely cake for everyone to enjoy. And thank you very, very much for supporting this program. And thank you to these students who have been just terrific. And so we're off to Sacramento tomorrow for a tour of the Capitol and meeting with Assemblyman, we're going to meet in Assemblyman Gallagher's office and just have a great day. So thank you very much.